New videos every day.
So today I'm going to talk about purpose. They have done all kinds of studies that have shown longevity in people are those who have actually a feeling of purpose. And I want to read you by Robert Byron. He coined the phrase, it's really a beautiful expression. The purpose of life is a life of purpose. But I came across another quote that I really, really like too. Nietzsche said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." I love that. That's great. So, studies have shown cancer. There is a great practitioner. His name is Brazos Manu, and he has a clinic up in Dallas. And he's an acupuncturist and a naturopathic practitioner, but he has a cancer clinic up in Dallas. And he gives great lectures on what he calls the 7 healers. And one of the things that he noticed in his studies at this cancer center was one of the 7 healers was purpose. And he noticed that those cancer patients who had a purpose in life, who actually, regardless of what it is, their own personal purpose, had a far greater chance of recovery of cancer. And most of them went into remission, and most of them are alive today. So I do want to talk to you about purpose. I want to hear from you. I want your comments on what your purpose in life is. And why do you feel that purpose is of value to you? And it could be anything. I mean, you could be anything from a brain surgeon to a daycare worker. It doesn't matter. You could be a soldier. You could be a farm worker. You could be a mother. You could be anything. But whatever drives you to live and to give of yourself, that's what we're talking about when we talk about purpose. This was written by Charles Kingsley. We act as though comfort and luxury were the chief requirements of life, when all that we need to make us really happy is something to be enthusiastic about. And oh my God, that is so true. If we're working a 9-to-5 job every single day that we hate, and all we're doing is doing this to stay alive, to, pay the bills, to, get things, taken care of in our life, how can we have any enthusiasm about that? But if we're doing something, and most of the time I found that when you are doing something for others, I had to look at enthusiasm and myself recently. And at one point, I was really exploring, and this is how I got some of these topics, I was really exploring what makes me enthusiastic, what really gets my juices going. And I had to ask myself the question, what do you do, Radhia, in life? And what is your purpose here? And generally, I've taken a couple of courses on this, and one, there was a Sufi teacher who was teaching all about abundance and careers. And the one thing that he said that really struck home with me is he had everybody sort of close their eyes and think about what they're here to do. What are they here in this world and this life to do? So we were all, closing our eyes and thinking about it. He said, I'll give you a hint. He said, what is it that you do naturally? What is it that you do the best? That you don't need to study it. I mean, maybe you can fine tune it with studying or whatever, but it naturally comes out. And he says, and the other hint is, here's a hint. What did you do as a child? How did you play? Now, the interesting discovery that I had was I am the most happy when I'm teaching. And I suppressed that for many years. I really didn't, get out there and do that. But I realized when he asked that question, when I was a little kid, that's what I used to do. I used to set up my dolls Every single day, I'd set up my dolls, and I would put them in a row, and I'd put them behind little desks. And I would stand there all day long and teach them. When I did that little exercise, I realized as a child, that's how I played. That and also being a nurse. I was a teacher and a nurse, and I would switch off, and I'd take my dolls, and I'd line them up and I'd teach them. And then invariably one of them would have some sort of thing happen, and I'd take them and put them on my little tea cart, which I made my gurney, and I would go, heal them and give them medicine and all of that other stuff. Hello, duh. That's what I enjoyed as a child. So, when I think about it, and when I was exploring Radhia, when are you the happiest? I'm the happiest when I'm teaching. And, I bring in all of this information and whatever, and it's not necessarily to expound on the information, but it's like discovery and then passing it on. That's what I love. Now, other people have, they love math. Okay? I can't imagine that. That's something that, maybe if I had to teach it, I'd learn it really quickly. But other people, they do whatever. They love to dance, or they have a purpose of expressing themselves as an artist of some sort, or they have a purpose in life of healing, of being some sort of healer, even if it's a caretaker, even if you get some sort of thrill working as a social worker. Why does it, they did studies and they showed that people do not do things. They are not motivated by money. If they were motivated by money, all the teachers in the United States would not be doing what they do. Okay? Our motivation, we didn't come here. A very good friend of mine said this. She said, Radhia, we didn't come into this world to buy things and die. Okay? We came here because each one of us has a unique purpose that gives us a unique drive. It's something in us that makes us want to get up in the morning. And if you've suppressed that, or aren't willing to look at that, or allow yourself to be so bogged down by trying to make a living and trying to, bring in the money for the family or whatever, you're so bogged down in that you're miserable, you need to review your life and review what you're all about. Because sometimes when you're doing something that makes you the most happy, the money comes. The universe provides. But when you're not happy and you're doing things that just don't make you happy, your life shortens. So I want to hear from you. Tell me, what do you do? What turns you on when you think about the things that make you the happiest? What are they? What are your intentions in life? How did you play as a child? How did you see your world? Some people, little kids, when you ask them, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a fireman, or I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a farmer, I want to be a musician, or I want to be this and that. I have clients right now that's what they wanted to do, and they never followed their dream because they had dream busters. They had parents or society or this and that going, you shouldn't do that, you're not any good at that, or, that's not practical, or that's not a good way to be. And so they completely suppressed that which they've come here to do. Right? So I get a lot of clients who have depression, anxiety. I get a lot of clients who are steeped in illness. And when I get into what they're doing in their life, and are they happy and are they content, many times, no. They're not fulfilling what they've come here to do. So it doesn't have to be some magnificent, you don't have to be some great leader of a country or some great president of this corporation or whatever, unless that makes you happy. Unless that is rewarding and fulfilling. And if it is, then that's what you're here to do. But let's explore it. And let's talk about where you took the wrong turn. If you took the wrong turn, where and why? What caused you, and how can we get back on the track? How can we be that child again, doing exactly what you naturally do? Right? So let's just explore that. So I want you to go. I want to hear your comments. If you want to know more about me, go to advancedhealthinstitute.com. There are articles in there under the article section on these subjects. Let's talk about it. I'm writing a book. Are you too lazy to live? All right. And I want to hear your feedback. If you don't have a purpose, why not? Where did it get squelched in your life?
There are over 350 videos on our channel, and I doubt you've seen them all. And the topics range from weight loss, nutrition, sexual health, all the way to psychology and mind control, and anywhere in between. And I think if you check them out, you're going to find some really interesting stuff.